was left out, that is different. Okay, two processes I have discussed. Which are those? If there are multiple non-static method, non-static method. Only these two things which are new that I've discussed. Rest everything is previous concepts only. Yes? Clear with this? Any doubt? No? So almost around 5 differences are there, and still you can write deallocation process. Yes? Deallocation process you can still say, but here it will not matter much. Why? Why? With respect to methods, hardly we will speak anything about deallocation of non-static methods or deallocation itself. So you can't speak much about deallocation here. But however, this much though, for sure you should be able to see. How many points are there? Hardly 5. Getting my point? How to remember this? Just like that you can remember. However, just take one keywords from here. Okay, I believe all of you know that. I don't know how many of you do follow that. I do follow that even now. That is G you can take here means generic. If this is generic, other side easily you can write that will be specific. And this is static. I will not take because it is a difference of static method. Static will come again and again. Okay, K means what? Keyword for creation. Okay, next segment, and then this one. One or two times you should by heart this. Okay. It is true, rather than by hearting this much you understand once. Okay, and this one you try to by heart one or twice. How to remember this one also, sir? Difficult. Generic you write, and K for? Don't see that side. Try to answer without that. Keyword will be there. And then this one. Segment will be there. And this one. Sorry? Before object creation. Dot. This much you can't remember. I mean, difficult to by heart, one or two you will miss. But this much you can remember. Yes or no? GK, yes, BC. Okay. G for generic methods, K for keyword, S for segment, B for before object creation, C for dot method. Done. Just now we have learned and it is all done. Just that you have to remember this much. In a sequence, you will get the answer. If you try to remember it this way. No, sir, I'll remember just like that. One or two here and there you will miss, or you will get struck also. At least if you remember this much, this particular complete pattern, you will get an idea that if you remember B, if you forget B, at least you will get an idea. I should remember something related to before. Okay, something related to before I am missing. Okay, whenever you get to know that much, most of the time you will get a complete picture on it. It is very rare cases, even after remembering this keyword, I'm not able to remember the points, sir. Very rare cases. Okay. If I ask you, whatever interface rules are done, how many rules? For some of you, 16, I guess. Normally, I'll do 14 because the other 2 or 3, that will come under definition only. Okay. So keeping that in our mind, now you think and tell me, how many of you can reciprocate all 16 right now if I ask you? For some of you, it is done, right? How many of you can reciprocate all 16? Sorry? Only 5 rules. Great. So remaining 11 I should do. It should be easy enough because even today, see, in front of you I'm standing, I'm not seeing any notes, not seeing any laptop. Simple way that I'm remembering from batches, not today's batch, from batches together, from 4, 5, 6 years, same code is there. That is NP, SOR, ED multiple, M, V, C, E. This much if I remember, I can do that. That entire 2-3 hours of class, I can stretch it in One go. What I have to remember? Just that code. Okay. And you will struggle to remember the rules direct. Rather than doing that, first you understand and then create this code. Always you people, I don't know how many of you think about this. Will I see anywhere notes here and there? But if I am able to remember, you should also be able to. Why can't you? If you observe sequence, it is going. You check in any of my batch, the sequence will be same. Though PPT is also there. PPT will also be same to whatever I do in class. How come? Very first time, once I have created that, once I have studied, even today I remember that sheet only, not the notes. Notes is just there for reference, but hardly I remember that. Program you should understand, concept you should understand, and just try to remember the sequence. Okay, if that sequence is explained in same way, if you are able to understand, definitely interviewer also should be able to understand that. Getting my point? So please try to create a notes like this once after the class is done. Not only for this, but for every technology, it will not work the same way. Technology means for Java, you will do like this. For testing, can you do like this? How many types will be there? Hardly one or two. Can remember just like that. Just like that. 11, 12, out of which, how many are being used if I ask? Okay, 11, 12 types will be there. How many of them are being used in reality? 3 to 5. 3 to 5, so you can remember just like that. Hardly anyone will ask everything. At least now, whatever is being used in market, that much so they will ask. Okay, but however, these things are important because in interview, chances will be there. Okay, but in testing, this way will not work. For testing, some other way you should find. Okay, that is what I'll usually tell you. Try to be smart. Try to remember the concept. Okay, is this clear? Okay, next, the other concept I'll share. Okay, screen is not shared, right? What is it all about? Anything important? I told just a minute. I didn't ask you to discuss anywhere. Laptop got stuck, I guess. I'm able to hear. Next, if I ask you, very next concept, which it will be? Sorry? Oops. Okay, how many pillars are there for oops? 4. And please be careful at last. I will write one single program which includes all 4 pillars. Okay, at least one single program if you get an idea how to write it, including all the 4 features. Then definitely using that any program you can write it using object-oriented pillars. Okay, but how to do it, I'll show it. That will come when? That will come at last once all the 4 features are done. But as of now, which feature I should discuss? Encapsulation. So what do you mean by encapsulation? Enough. Okay. See, anyways, there will be one standard definition. You can tell that also, but few definitions are wrong. Okay, hiding the data, that is wrong. Very first thing. Okay, encapsulation means hiding the data. Some of you will say that is wrong. Data members means what? What do you mean by data members? Variables. What do you mean by member functions? Methods. So in a class, what we are doing till now, inside a class, what all will be there? Weights will be there. Okay, that is one definition where you can say. But is that the only definition that we have? Again, if I go for taking any interview, if I ask you what do you mean by encapsulation, out of 1,000, at least 950 people will tell the same old definition. How exactly you are unique to select it? Though you don't know much concept. Sir, I know only core Java, sir. Advanced Java, I don't know, but every others know advanced Java. But hardly anyone will ask you about advanced Java until and unless it is required for them. Most of the interviews will happen over core Java only. So core Java, at least you should be clear is what I can say. Okay. You should be confident in such a way. I don't know why it is taking much time. However, tomorrow I'll ask this code. Okay, in tomorrow's revision class, I'll ask this. Later, it should not happen in such a way. You will remember the code, but you don't know the full form of it. Okay, because you will not, just now what I told, I'll ask this code. What you will do, because of that, you will remember the code. But what is the full form of that if you don't know? That code is of no use. So please don't do it. That is the reason I have written it that way. Okay. So in the beginning, you may have to do it. One time you try it. Okay. This particular concept, G for generic, K for keyword, S for segment, B for before, C for class name. Okay. Two more times before finishing the class, if I explain you, same thing. If I repeat, explain, you forget. If I repeat the same thing, you will remember. And every day, if I keep asking, done. You'll not forget the difference between static methods and non-static methods. Getting my point? So please do the same from your side also. Don't make me to do your part of work. You do your part of work from your side. Okay. However, keeping it aside, next what, sir, if you ask me? Next, my question is encapsulation. Okay. For explaining about encapsulation, rather than directly taking, setter, getter, private, whatever you are saying, I don't want to take that directly. Okay. Basically, already some of you know that encapsulation means what? If anyone asks you, it is a process of providing security. Security to what? Data. Whenever we write class, will we secure the data? Whenever there is an object in real world also, if you consider any object, there will be one important component inside every object. Yes or no? So for that important object, the important component of that object, we should provide the security. Sir, what do you mean by that, sir? One object, if I consider inside computer, CPU, you consider. Inside CPU, will there be only one component? No, there will be many hundreds of components, out of which all those components One important, very important component will be that without that, it is like useless. That machine itself is useless, which is that processor. For processor, we should provide security or not. That big CPU, that, coating, everything will be there. Even if you open your CPU, you will not be able to see microprocessor. Why? At least, do you guys know where microprocessor will be present? Where it will be present? There will be fan. Under that fan, there will be aluminum foils. Under that aluminum foils, there will be microprocessor, which you will not be able to even see. You should remove those, then only you will be able to. Why they are doing that much? Cooling. For the purpose of security. Today, don't go open your laptop and check. Okay, I am not responsible for any such acts. However, keeping it aside, in every object there will be one single component which is very, very, very important. For the component, I should provide the security. Yes or no? How to provide security, sir? Before going to say about how to provide security, say don't ignore these examples. I myself personally have seen some students have kept these examples also. Though I have told don't keep these examples, they have kept these examples also, and they were able to remember the sequence, whatever I told, right? The sequence, same sequence, they were able to remember because of that. They were able to explain it very confidently in very good way. Okay, whatever you know, you know. Okay, as of now, if I ask you encapsulation, one example you give, directly will start from private, setter, getter, you will keep it for sure. Without that, is there any other way that you will explain it? What is the disadvantage if you don't do it? Then we explain the advantage. The focus or the attention grabbing thing it is. Because normally everyone what they will do? Directly private setter get. You are also doing the same thing. How different you are. Okay. Important component, think. Ink. Can I take the ink in my hand and directly write it? I could have written, okay, I think fiber coating. For what purpose it is? It is to provide the security for that most important component, ink. Else it will fall here, there it will be wasted. Many things are there, yes or no? So they wanted to provide security for this most important component. Or if I consider projector, projector seems to be so big. Out of that projector, which is the most important component? Lens. In a projector, there will be one important component, that is lens. Means from where the light will come, from where the characters will be displayed. Yes. They wanted to provide security for that important component. So what they have done? They have created that fiber coating or plastic coating, whatever you will be able to see. Yes or no? What will happen with that? If they are creating a coating, does it mean that I will not be able to use that projector? I can use. Definitely. Marker, if they have created a coating, does it mean that I cannot use ink? I can use it. If I write it, it will work. So you can never say encapsulation is hiding the data. Am I hiding? No, I'm writing it. I'm using it. Yes or no? Projector lens. If I want to connect a projector, I'll connect it. But can I use it directly? Go turn on the lens directly. No. There will be controlled. Directly I cannot do it. Direct access is not given. But definitely controlled access is given. Controlled access means what? Fine. Forget about this particular thing. Now I'll ask you, if at all if I give you direct access for lens, what you people will do? I cannot say you people, but at least if I give direct access, what will happen? Some of them will touch that lens, turn it towards right. Some of them will touch that lens, turn it towards left. Some others will take it, put it in pocket, leave also. See, ultimately anything and everything can happen. Okay. So what I am asking all of you is, ultimately why exactly that coating is there, if you ask me, to provide the protection, security. Okay. And if you consider your brain only, okay, Can I access your brain directly, take it out, put the concepts and put it back? No. Again, there is a security. How? Skull is there, your this thing is there, whatever outer part is there. Yes or no? Am I right? So direct access will not be provided. Direct access, if we provide, anything and everything may happen. Will you provide your direct access to your brain to me? Assume that if we can give also, assume we can give, still will you give? No, you will be having some problem. What problem? You can think. Okay. So however, keeping it aside, okay, now I'll consider one example to understand it in a better way. But before that, if I have to just define, what do you mean by encapsulation? What do you mean by that? It is a process of providing security to the most important component of the object. Okay, next, when I can say I can provide security, what will be the next question? How? How will I provide the security? That I'll tell later. But again, another definition is that also you should remember, encapsulation is not hiding the data. Getting my point? It is the process of preventing the direct access and providing the controlled access. How will you prevent direct access and provide controlled access? Again, in concept, I will teach. Okay. So keeping all of that aside, now I'll consider one example. Okay. Which example, sir? Please try to remember the sequence. Okay. At least try to listen to it. At last, I'll reiterate it so that you will remember. Now assume that there is, what is this? For a books, what is very important component? Fine, pages are there without page number. First time you will read it, simply you will keep on reading. Now after reading the books, storybooks you forget. Storybooks means somehow you will keep on reading. Technology subject you also. Say suppose Java book. You will keep on reading, keep on reading, keep on reading. Sometime you will get doubt in encapsulation. You want to come back. Will you keep on turning? Definitely there is one component which is very, very important, that is page number. Now I want to create the same class and check how it will work. Getting my point? How to do it? So here, I'll just consider what? Class. There is one inbuilt class of book, I believe. Long time back I've seen. So I am making it as books. And then I will consider one variable called integer type page number. Close it. I don't want anything else. I want only this much. On the other side, what I'll do? Class launch books. Inside this, public. Inside this, I'll create an object of books. Okay. B dot. If I want to access this variable using reference only, I can access B dot. I'll say system dot out dot print. B dot. Why I'm doing this? Whatever I am assigning here, is it really assigned to that variable or not? I want to check that. For that reason, how can I check it? Should I go inside memory, open the memory and check the value? No, simply print it. If you are getting the same value in your output, which means it has been assigned successfully. Clear? Yes, no? Okay, it is not working at all. However, next what? Now, what we want to understand here is direct access I'm trying to give. What is the problem? As I've already told, why they came up with encapsulation concept, all of you should understand. Okay, what is that? If we give direct access, what will happen? Okay, why exactly we are preventing the direct access and providing the controlled access? That all of you should know. Okay. So what does it mean? So now here what I have done, I have created an object of books. Okay. Whenever you tell new keyword, what will happen? I believe all of you know. Whenever I give class name, what will happen? All of you know. Yes. And then here, reference. Before this, what will happen? That is non-static block check. That will happen. And then it is not there. So I'm trying to do b dot page number equals to 100. Okay. Now the value of this page number inside your object will be assigned with 100. Value 100. That is how it will look like. This will be your b. This will be your object. One address will be there. And then page number variable will be there inside which 100. Before this, initially it will be 0. Later it will be 100. Is it working now? If I try to execute and if I enter the input as 100, what output I will get? 100 only. Because whatever I am assigning, I am trying to print the same. Yes or no? So it is working. Now my question is, in the same place, if I try to assign minus 100, will it work or not? But you think and tell me, any day, have you seen any books with negative page number? Should it work? It should not work. But will it work? Yes, it will work. It should not work, but it will work. So how can we avoid it? You know the standard definition providing security true. I'm not saying answer is wrong, but I think you can make it better. Okay, refine it, try to make it better answer. Normally, forget this example now. Though I'm going non-technical or off the track, but definitely there is a reason. Unnecessarily, I'll not give any example. If I'm giving definitely, it will give you a better clarity on the concept. I believe all of you know about God, God, God. There are two types of God. Which are those? Sorry? एक ही है दो है लगता है which are those guys I'm not asking formula for rocket I'm asking you there are two types of gods in your real world which are those God which are those male and female God and goddess as if everyone is laughing you guys are also thinking the same but you didn't tell she told that's it no one is thinking that oh really fine. However, I will tell that there are two types of God. One is vegetarian and second one is non-vegetarian. That is the reason. Sometimes it should be unexpected. However, yes or no? For some gods, you will provide only vegetarian food. For some other gods, you will provide. You have not seen. Sorry? No, that encapsulation concept you forget now. Now I am just telling vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Okay. So now what I'm trying to say you is way back in today's world, temple, gimple, all these concepts are there. Way back in 1970s or 1950s, you imagine. Okay, or before that, somewhere 1900. Okay, whatever. During that time, you just imagine in normal roads also temple used to be or God's idol used to be outside. Yes or no? So whenever there is God outside, what people used to do, they want to give this food offering. Okay, they want to offer something for God so that their wish will get fulfilled. So for vegetarian God, if they are giving vegetarian food, no problem. If they give for vegetarian God, if they give non-vegetarian food, is it acceptable? No. So what they have done, way back during those times, it used to be outside. Anyone can go to the God, anyone can give anything, anyone can do however they want. However they want, they will treat it. Yes or no? But to avoid that, what they have done? They have taken that statue or that idol we call. Yes, that idol, they kept it in one place and they will surround it by all the four ways. Getting my point? They will surround it by all the four ways using the walls. How they will surround? Wall. This side also one wall, this side another wall, this side another wall, and this side another wall, and at top also another wall. Okay. So now you think and tell me, if I do that, can anyone give non-vegetarian food for vegetarian God? Means how to do it? Simple thing I will do is I'll just make it as private. Now you think and tell me, if I try to give minus 100, will it work? No. If I give plus 100, means only 100 if I give, will that work? Now, what is the solution that we found? We are able to avoid what type of people? Not non unauthorized people, are the person who is giving unnecessary value. Yes or no? He is giving non-vegetarian food for vegetarian god, which means he is not a valid user. He is an invalid user. Yes or no? But what we wanted, I wanted to avoid invalid users. That is true. But at the same time, don't you think there should be a priority condition that valid users should be allowed? But what is the problem now here? If I construct a walls like that, what is the problem? No doors, no nothing. Okay. Idle is there. Surrounding it, all the four sides, including top. Walls I have constructed. Because of which, what will be the issue? Am I preventing invalid users? Invalid users means what? Who is bringing non-vegetarian food for vegetarian god? Yes or no? But in the process, what we left out? Even the person who is giving vegetarian food also has been prevented. Means in the process of avoiding invalid users, what we have done? We prevented valid users also. Even valid users, even though they are valid users, they cannot access God. Who is God in our example? Because this is the important component. God is also important. Here, this is also important. Yes or no? So nowadays, later after that, what they will do? We should not prevent complete access to valid users also. We should give it. So what they will do? In God example, you tell me. Forget about program. Program I'll explain. You tell about God example. So what they have done in today's world? There should be one small door. Only if we keep door. Again, what will happen? Only if we keep door, there is no security or no one. They will directly open the door, go inside, give and come back. Again, which will be a problem. So what you will do? Or what in today's world, what is happening? Lock will be there, but rather than considering that example, what I'll say is there will be one small door. Okay, lock and all will be there anyways. Whenever you open the lock and if you leave, again people will do the same. So what they will do? 24/7, whenever the temple is open, okay, there should be pandit or purohit, whatever you call it as. Yes? Yes or no? Is there any temple where you have gone and no one is there? One or the other person will be there. For me, how many pandits I need? If you ask me, I need 2 pandits here. Okay. Don't correlate with the concept as of now until I correlate, because if you correlate, the scenario will be different and my correlation will be different. So please try to listen to the example only. Okay. 2 pandit or purohit will be there. What is the duty? One pandit's duty is to take the food from devotee and give it to God. And another pandit's duty is to take the food from, if you are giving some food for God, will you eat completely? No, right? Some amount of offerings they will give and remaining they will give it back to you. One pandit one is for taking the food from you and give it to God. Another pandit is for taking it back from God and giving it to you. Yes or no? 2 pandits I need. Same thing here also. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, if you make it as private, what will happen? Whether they are valid users or invalid users, irrespective of that, no one will be able to access this variable. Very important component of your object. So what they will do? I want 2 pandit or purohit, whatever I told, that we call it as setter and getter. First one is setter, second one is getter. Just like the example. Go with the, along with the example. Okay. So first one is what? Setter, set, page number. Okay. Other one is what? Get. What I should write inside, as of now you forget it. Okay. Later anyways we will write it, we will fill it. But as of now you forget it. Now I have written this much. Next what? Or otherwise, what I'll do is I'll leave some space and here I'll write. What is it? Get page number. What I'll write inside this, you forget as of now. Just keep going along with the example. Okay. Next, what? What is the duty of first Pandit? Whatever offering you bought, food I will assume. Take the food from you, means devotee, and give it to God. So whenever they are taking food, sometimes what will happen is some temples will not accept or assume that. If it is not there, also assume. What they will do is they will not take your vessel. Okay, they will not take your vessel inside temple. What they will do? You should give that offering in their vessel. They will put it in their vessel, God's vessel, and they will keep it in front of God. Yes. Same thing here also. What does it mean, sir? Here I will accept it. Where I will accept? I will accept it in my own vessel. Sir, who will pass the values here? As of now, you need not think about that. You are giving some food. That food will come in this vessel and this one. To whom I should give? To whom I should give? To God. Already it has been given to Pandit. In this vessel means already it is with Pandit. This food, to whom I should give? To God. In my example, who is God here? Page number. So what I'll do, whatever is there in X, give it to page number or PG number. Both are one and the same. Got it? Yes or no? On the other side, the other Pandit, what he should do? Take the food back from them and give it to you. Rather than saying it, give it to you, what term I'll use is, he should return that to you. Because it is not the first time you are giving. You have already given, you want it back now. If I have given something and if I want it back, will I tell that I'll take it from you? No. You should return that to me. I'll get it returned. Yes or no? So what should happen here if you ask me? Get page number. Clearly it is saying the other Pandit's duty is what? A return. How can I return? Simply say return page number. And what is the type of page number? Integer. So here I should say integer. I think this return type, all of you are clear now. Where we have discussed types of methods, I have discussed return type. Okay, next what? Now we have returned. Now again, I try to give 100. Will it work or not? But I will not give it directly like this because it is like, again, I am going to God directly and giving. Should I directly go to God to give the food? No. Then how can I give? Through whom I can give? Just try to remember the example. If I want to offer something to God, how can I give it? Which Pandit? One or two? One. Here, which is Pandit one? Setter. What I should do? I want to call that setter. How can I call? Through this one only. Inside temple, this is like your temple. Inside temple, there is one Pandit. Call that. As soon as you call that, he will start asking, what is the value you want to give? What is the food you want to give? Give it to me. Give it to me in my vessel. Okay, you will give it. What you will give? Assume that you will give 100. Where this one will get stored? Set page number, set page number. Here, one parameter. So this parameter will definitely, the control will go to here, but it will not go empty-handed. Do you remember input but no output? Second type. Type 1 is no input, no output. Second one is input but no output. Here what will happen? This value will also come here. And where it will be stored? In X. Means here what will be carried? 100 will get stored here. Okay. Now what I am doing there? Whatever is there inside your X, that I am giving it to PG number. Means whatever priest one got, he is offering it to God. Offered. Done. Next one. Now it has been given to God. God ate it, you assume. Next what? It has to be taken back and returned to you. So to collect it back, you should ask, right? Because so many will be there, they will not get to know. How can I ask it? I should call second priest. How can I call? What is the name of second priest? Get But as soon as you call this, that priest will give you something. Okay, from another vessel, means from God's vessel, he will give you something. What is the option that you have? That food, whatever you have given, God ate some amount of food and he gave it back to you, second priest. What you will do with that? In your vessel, you have given. What you will do? You can directly eat it, or otherwise close the vessel, close the box and take it to home. Two options. Means what? Here, if you want, directly you can print it, or you can store it and later you can use it whenever you want. How can I store it? Just put one equal to, now it will come to left side and write one variable, integer type, RES, result. So it will be stored in result. That's later if you want to print or add or do anything, do. Clear? Next what? Everything is done. Okay. Now, if I'm giving 100, is it working or not? Yes, it is working. Yes or no? But assume that means, what does it mean, sir? Assume that forget that now. Come back to example. Now assume that you are a person who is an invalid user. Invalid user in my example means what? You will bring what type of food? Non-vegetarian food you bought for what type of God? Vegetarian God. Okay, that the priest, whoever was there, that is first priest, he is like corrupted priest, you assume. Assume. Okay, I'm telling, assume. So along with that non-vegetarian food, if you give 50 rupees or 100 rupees, he will offer that non-vegetarian food for vegetarian God. But is that right? No. So what one day, the upper management will get to know, they will scold. If you keep doing this, you will lose your eyes, you will lose your ears, whatever. And then he should be careful with that. Okay. So what he should do now? Whenever anyone is bringing something, what he should do? Priest one should check. Because here if you observe, somehow we got a access to valid user. Vegetarian food, if anyone is bringing, we are able to give it now. Previously, what was happening? When I made it as private, what was happening? Whether you are a valid or invalid user, no one will be able to access. Now, what I have done? Now I am able to access at least valid user, but along with that, after putting this much of effort, after doing so much, still, if I give, it will work. Getting my point? Why? Priest is there, temple is there, door is there, but that priest is in such a way, whatever you bring, simply take, give it to God. What if there is a non-vegetarian food? Yes or no? So what he should do? Whenever anyone brings anything, he should open it and check it. What is it? Is it a valid food or invalid food? If it is a valid food, then only you should allow it inside. Yes or no? How can we check it? Directly, we should not assign it like this. Rather, what we should do, whatever, be it valid or invalid, I should check. How? If page number value, what values I can say it as a valid value for this page number? Every positive value will be a valid value. So I will tell that if page number value is greater than or equal to 0, which means it is valid, and what you can do, then if it is a valid value, sorry, not page number, X, because I'm accepting X here. Before giving it to God, you should check. Not after giving it to God. So I will check if X value is greater than or start from 0. So if it is greater than or equal to 0, then only you assign it to whom? Page number, means give it to God. Else what? Else what? Assume that for very first Pandit, I gave some food which is a vegetarian food. So we will give it to God, and from God, I will take it back. Okay, here I am giving negative food, negative value, means invalid food I am giving. Okay, after giving invalid food, again I will go to another priest and I will ask it, give my food. But if he is an invalid user, you think and tell me, first priest, will he collect it? He will not collect only. What he will do? He will tell that you are a invalid user, get lost. You think and tell me, when we have not collected anything, can the invalid user go to priest 2 and ask for returning something? No. Whenever he is giving invalid food, there and then itself, you get lost, get out of temple. I'll not even touch that, I'll not take it also. Yes or no? Immediately there and then only the process related to that user should stop completely. Agree? Should I should I shut down the temple? No. Only for that user, complete process has to be stopped. So what I'll do, if he is a valid user, keep continuing the process. But if at all, if he is a invalid user, what I should do? Which means still you don't know the purpose of break. Break statement, some of you will say, but break statement should be used only within loops. To come out of loop, you should use break. Whenever I want to stop the complete process itself, means I want to stop executing the program totally. Then what I should do? I should use system dot exit of. When I should do this? Whenever I wanted to stop the complete program, or if I consider this example, when this particular statement will get executed, whenever user is giving invalid value, then I'll stop this. Clear with this? Yes, no. Next what I want to also say that why I am rejecting is food. Okay, here I'll try to say that invalid user. So I want to stop. You should print, right? If you go to ATM machine, you are entering some password. Because it is a wrong password, it will not give you any money. But don't you think it will display properly a proper message saying that it is a invalid password? Yes or no? At least some message you should give. For that reason, I'm giving it like this. But will it work? Why? After exiting the complete process, then I'm doing it. I told you, get lost, you are a invalid user, you bought non-vegetarian food for vegetarian god. He went out. And then I'm telling, I told him to get out. Okay, get lost, I told him. He got lost. He went out. After he went off, I'm telling you that you bought non-vegetarian food. How can I allow that? This. When this statement should be told? First, you tell this statement before asking to leave. Yes or no? So what I should do here, it should not be like this. Small changes is that system.out.print, I will say that you are a invalid user. Get lost. Okay. And then here I will say what? System.exit of 0. If you tell exit of 0, assume that user is giving negative value. So it will come here. It will check. Is value greater than 0? No, minus 100 is less than 0. So it will directly go from here to else part. And what I'll print? Invalid user get lost. And I'm saying exit of 0. Because of which what will happen? Control from here, it came to here. From here, it went to here. From here, directly the program only will stop. Not the loop or not the conditional statement. Complete process, complete program only will stop executing, because of which this statement will not get executed. Means that particular user can never go to second phase. Because did your first phase accept that offering? No. Getting my point or not? So it directly cannot go to second phase. Is that clear? Now if I give valid food, will it work? Invalid food? No. Valid food? Definitely it is. Yes. Is that clear? So why we were telling that encapsulation is not hiding the data, if you ask me, don't you think we are still able to use page number? We are providing security, that is true. But does it mean that I'm unable to use? No. But private if you do, normally, very first thing, private if you do, what will happen? Private if I do, in that example, try to remember that example, the temple example. If I put walls, what will happen? Nobody can access. To be specific, be it valid user or invalid user, no one will be able to access God. Or in this case, whether he is a valid or invalid user, irrespective of that, everyone will be considered as invalid and no one will be able to access that particular variable. Private if we do. So what we have done, normally in that process, if you observe carefully, what we are doing, I am asking with respect to definition. By making the variable as private, we are preventing the direct access to everyone. Will anyone be able to access? Assume that this is not there. This complete statements are not there from here. Sorry, from here till here. Only this much is there. If I make the variable as private, what I'm doing? I'm preventing the direct access. No one will be able to access that. But if I want to provide controlled access, how I'm doing it? Forget this. In real-time example, that example, whatever I've considered, that example, what I have done? I prevented the direct access by keeping the wall. But I want to provide controlled access. How? Keeping two pundits. Yes or no? That will help us. Yes. In a similar way here also. How can I provide controlled access? By using two pundits. According to the example, two methods. One is setter and the other one is getter. Same to same. Exactly with the example you can correlate this. Getting my point? Did I go anywhere out of the example and explain this? No. That example is perfectly suitable. You will clearly be able to understand this. Getting my point? Private, if you do, whether it is a valid value or invalid value, you will not be able to access. Getting? Before that, what I have done in the beginning? In the very beginning, what I have told? I have given the direct access. Means user directly accessing the God. Forget this. Okay. The devotee directly going to God and he himself is giving the food. Then what will happen? Anyone can give anything, whether it is vegetarian or non-vegetarian, anyone can give anything. Okay, that is the reason what we have done. We restricted the access by making it as private or keeping the idol inside four walls. So now what will happen? I prevented invalid user, but meanwhile I also prevented valid users. So to give access, what we have done? Keeping two pundits, one is setter and getter, and then what I will do? They should open and check it what they are bringing. Okay, that I have done it. Is that clear? So what do you mean by encapsulation? If anyone asks you two definitions, you should be capable enough to give with this example. Okay, this example is quite simple. If anyone asks you encapsulation definition, anyways you will give. Along with that, what else you should tell? Sir, can I write? Can I use pen and paper or take? Can I share the screen if it is online? Just explain. Sir, here is one variable. I want to provide security. If I give direct access, what will happen? First case, okay, direct access. If I give valid user, invalid user, both of them, however they want, they will access. You know, direct access means what? Private will not be there. Only this much will be there. Okay. What they will do here? B dot page number equal to 100 they will give, it will work. Minus 100 they will give, that will also work. That is your first case, giving the direct access. Second case is what? Because valid and invalid both are working, I will prevent the invalid case. In the process of preventing the invalid case, what I will do? I will make the variable as private. In that process, what will happen? Invalid will be prevented, true. But along with that, valid also will be prevented or restricted. Yes or no? But that should not be the case. What should be the case? Valid should be able to access, but invalid should not be. So what I'll do? Setter and getter. Okay. Getter's duty, normally if you think, second pundit's duty, what it will be? Take it, give it. Nothing else. But first pundit's duty, take it, check it, take it in another vessel and then give. First take it, put it in another vessel, check it. If it is valid, give it. If it is invalid, and then reject it and stop the complete process by using system.exit of 0. Is that clear? So now coming back to the definition. Encapsulation is a process of, again same thing, binding the data. Everyone will say that. Binding the data, hiding the data, and one more is there. That I'm not saying wrong, not wrong answer to be precise, but standard definition I say. Definition anyone can give. Okay. So what I can say before that, encapsulation is a process. Why I'm doing all this? Preventing direct access, providing the controlled access for what? For providing security. So what I can say, encapsulation is a providing, is a process of providing security to whom? To me. to most important component of object, not directly object. We are not providing the security to the object directly. What we are doing? One important component of object. 1,000 will be their component, but out of which one will be very, very, very important. For that important component, I want to give security. So encapsulation is a process of providing security to the most important component of an object. Next question. When you told that I will provide security, how? I will provide security by preventing the direct access. What did I do here? Initially, direct access was given. What did I do to provide the security? I prevented the direct access and then I provided the controlled access. Did I do only preventing the direct access? No. Initially, I did that also. If I prevent direct access, what will happen? Be it a valid user or invalid user, no one will be able to access. So I don't want to only prevent the direct access. Along with that, I should also be able to provide the controlled access. But how? Again, the question will come. How will you prevent direct access? How will you provide controlled access? What is the next point? Direct access can be prevented by making the variable as private. Controlled access can be provided by using setter and getter. Is it really required to even note it? Very first point is that encapsulation is a process of providing security to whom? Most important component of an object. Second statement is what? The security can be provided, or you can also say it is a process. Okay, or otherwise keep a link. In previous statement, you told it is a process of providing security. Now you start. Security can be provided by preventing the direct access and then providing the controlled access. Again, take the previous point. Preventing the direct access can be done by using private access modifier and providing setter and getter. Okay, whatever definitions, of course, three definitions, more or less everything is same. Process is same, but the way to do it is a bit different. Whatever I told, anywhere, is it outside of this concept? If you remember this one example, best of the best definition you can give, at least not the hiding the data, binding the data, and one more is there. I'm unable to recollect it. Sorry. You know, when you are trying to remember something and you are not getting it, it's like difficult. However, is that clear? Okay. Three definitions. Security to the most important component. How will you provide security? By preventing direct access and providing controlled access. How will you prevent direct? How will you provide control? By using private, I'll prevent direct, and by providing setter getter, I'll provide control. Is that clear? All of you online?
Yes, sir.
See, I'm not saying that if you say other definitions, it is wrong, but that seems to be like that is a standard definition. Anyone and everyone can give that. Yes? Yes or no? Even normally, you think if you are an interviewer, if anyone asks you, along with you, or if you are an interviewer, there are 1,000 people who will tell that same definition, whatever you told. Okay? 1,000 people are there, out of which all 990 people will tell the same definition, whatever you guys will tell. Then the other 10 will try to explain it this way. Assume that completely he will not be able to explain, only first two definitions he will give. Though he have given only first two definitions, still, who will be having more attention? The 10 or the other 990? Quite obvious it is the on the other side. Though the number of people are less, the weightage will definitely be more. Clear? Yes or no? So please be smart enough, and this PPT is not working, unfortunately. Don't worry, initially I'll take more time. Going ahead, I'll not take much time. Because first concept beginning, definitely I'll take some time. But if you think that for every program I'll take same amount of time of this concept, no. Okay, I'll just write the example 1, and with same example, the concept will keep going till last. Okay. Just let this get opened. It is not opening. Just wait for a minute. Now, in a similar way, whatever I have done here, can you guys think of how can we do the same for doc class? In doc class, what will be there? Name, color, and cause. Okay. Just a minute. This is not getting closed. Sorry. Okay. It got closed. Meanwhile, say again. Listen. Please, please, please. I do request you, when you go to interview, please don't tell, no temple, priest, pandit, vegetarian food, non-vegetarian food, or whatever is it. That is types of gods. Please don't put all these things in front of them. Sorry? That is for what purpose? That is for you to understand it in a better way. That is not to explain it to interviewer. Okay, you understood, correlate the same in theoretical, I mean technical example, this example and give it. You are able to correlate easily. There is no, such situation where you will not be able to correlate. Exactly. God is your page number. First priest is set page number. Second priest is get page number. The duty of first priest, take the food from devotee and give it to God. The duty of second priest is to take it back and return it. As simple as that. If you want to provide any food for God, you should provide it by using whom? First priest. If you want to get it back, you should go for second priest. Second priest will directly return it. If you want to store it, store, or if you want to print it, print. As simple as that. Clear? Okay. However, who are 4 people who entered? Okay. Prayag. Okay. Next what, sir? Done with discussions? Can we start? Please listen to this carefully. What is the use of setter? No, answer is definitely right, but you will keep it in such a way, no? Yesterday's example, I still remember. What is the duty of class loader? Load the class. No, it will anyways load the class also, but you should not keep it in such a way that everyone will feel. According to the name only it is going. Okay, keep it at least in such a way it will take the class from, what is that? In between what will come? If you give long break, this is what the problem is. Normally, we will write the program in which level? Which level? I believe all of you know high level, intermediate level, and high level we will write, and we will give it to whom? Java compiler. Java compiler will convert it to bytecode, or we can also call it as intermediate level language code. And whatever intermediate level language code we got, we will give it to, of course, JVM it is. What is the duty of JVM? It will take that and convert it into machine level. But how will it take it? When you say it will get converted to intermediate level and later JVM will take it and convert it into machine level. 100% answer is right. But how? Someone should take it and give it to JVM, right? JVM by itself will it take? How will it take? There comes the concept of class loader. Class loader will help in loading the class. Which class? The intermediate level language. That file it will try to load it. To where? Load it on JVM. Once it is loaded, anyways, conversion part will be taken place by JVM itself. Clear? Inside JVM also there are many that will work. However, now if I want to consider dog class, okay, how to do it? I will consider here as class what? Dog. I believe all of you still remember this example. There will be three, hash part to this or properties to this. One is name, second one is color, third one is cost. Name will be of type what? String. Color will be of type what? Cost will be of type what? String. No, it is of type integer. We can't consider string, it will be of type int. If you want, you can consider string also when you want to give it in words. Okay, numbers also you can give, but anymore it will not be working as number. If you assign 1000 for string type cost, it will store 1000 rupees you assign 1000. It will work as a string as well, but never you will be able to use it as a number. Okay, next what? Now among these, which are the most important component if you ask me? All three. All three. I want all three to be secured. So what I'll do? I will make all the three variables as private. If I make the variables as private, what will happen? If I have to define it using technical terms, I have prevented direct access. Okay, be careful with these terms because sometimes you will be like, you got used to these terms, but how to frame a sentence in that process you will get confused or nervousness. What you will say? Prevent controlled access, provide direct access. It will happen. Okay, so be careful with that. If you keep revising, if you know the meaning also, then there is no process of getting confused. Okay, so next what? Anyways, I have provided the security, but I have provided it in such a way no one will be able to access it. So what I should do? I should provide the controlled access. If I do like this, anyone will they be able to give the values to my dog? My dog will be there, but there will be no name, there will be no color, no cost. But I want this. So what I should do? Setter and getter I should use. How can I provide setter? Here I'll write void set name I should use, set color I should use, set cost I should use. But later going ahead, you will get to know that if you want, you can use separate three, but or otherwise. No, sir, I don't want to use separate three. Only one also you can use. Getting my point? Set set name if you use, it is only for setting the name. If I use set color, only for setting the color. Set cost, only for setting the cost. But no, sir, I want to use all together one. Separately, how to do it? Already you have seen in page number example, books example. Yes or no? If I want to do it all in one, okay, I am doing all in one for a reason. Simply, I'm not doing it for a reason. I'm doing it separately. How to do it? I believe all of you know it now. Yes. How can I do it? Here, I'll consider string type X, string type Y, integer type Z. Inside this, what I'll do? Now user will give one value. This is like a priest. Three different people came. What he will do? He will collect the food from all the three people in their vessels. That is X, Y, Z is God's vessels. Okay. Next what? Next what? Those food should be given to whom? God. How many gods I have now? Three different gods. So I should give it. What I should give to whom? Whatever is there in X, I should give it to name. Whatever is there in Y, I should give it to color. Whatever is there in Z. I should give it to cost. Clear? Next what? First priest I've given it to God. Next, what is the duty? The duty of second priest. That is, sir, for getting the food back. Okay. Can I use only one single particular Pandit who can return everything, sir? Why? Why? Assume that. I will try to write it like this. Assume that I'll try to write it like this. Get data. Inside this, I will say first return name. And then I'll try to write return color. If you remember the types of methods concept wherein no input but output, I have explained you. Do you remember that? Return of C. Return C, I have told. Below that, I was trying to print system.out.println C. Will it get printed? I was getting one error. What is that? I was getting one error. Errors, can you keep it however the way you want? Unreachable statement. Yes or no? There was one error I have shown that. I still remember that. Unreachable statement. That error I used to get. Why I am getting unreachable statement error? Because it is clearly visible that after returning something means what? Control has been returned. After you return the control, below that, whatever you write, will it ever work? No. Here itself, when first return keyword is getting executed, whenever this keyword is encountered, immediately the control will be returned to the same place from where it came, along with the name. Can you ever execute this one? 1,000 times you try. Will it work? Here, whenever it comes, immediately it will go. This it will never reach this statement. Is that clear? So what I should do then? It should not be get data, return data. I didn't concentrate on that one there. Later I realized. What is return data now? Get name. So here I will say I want to return only name. What is the type of name? Either at least you should write void or you should write the data type. Something you should write at least. Okay. So what is the type of name? String. Then definitely you should write here as string. Else you will get an error. Okay. Next word. Name I got it. In a similar way. Get color. Okay, sorry. Method call, we should not put the semicolon. What I'll do, return color, and then return type is again string only, and then get cost. Here, return again. Return type is again, one question will arise for some of you. Sir, you told that the first priest should check the food, sir. What food they have bought. You should check it. But here you are not checking only, sir. Already you know how to check. Yes or no? Can I check name? Name, can we check is it valid or not? If I simply write X, if I simply write Y, if I simply write XADC, everything is valid only. My wish, my dog, my name. Whatever I want, I can give. And if you want to give color, okay, there are certain set of colors, but new colors, you can combine it and you can form new colors. So string, we can never check. Okay, if you have particular values, whether it is yellow, whether it is blue, whether it is pink, that you can check. But is it really required to check that? No. Cost, can we check? Yes, we can check. But already you know how to check integer numbers, so I'm not writing. Getting my point? What you just have to write? If cost is greater than 0, do that statement. Getting it? I am not considering invalid case here because already you came to know how to deal with invalid cases. So next what? If I write only this much, will my program work? No. Then what else I should write? Sorry? I should also write main method. So here what I will write? Class, not lunch dot, launch dot, inside this public, inside this what I'll say? Dog type d equals to new dog, and now I want to give the values for the dog. One object I have created for the dog, I want to give some values. That is for name, one name I want to give, for color, one color I want to give, for cost, one cost I want to give. Yes. So what I'll give? First, which priest I should call? Set or get? Set. So I will say d dot set data, and here I will give the name as Bruno, and then cost as, sorry, color as, okay, black is there in my PPT, so I'll use black, and then 5,000 USD. Next what? I have set the value. Now I want to take it back. I want to check the values are assigned properly or not. How can I check it? Just call the getter part, get name. Fine, you understood, right? You are so concerned about my mistake. I'll see. Okay, I'll see. Get color, and then semicolon also I have kept. Okay. D dot get cost. Here, whenever I call this, definitely I'll be getting one or the other value. Yes. Whatever value I'm getting, what I should do with that? If you want to print it, or if you want to store it and later do some operation, you can do that as well. Got it? I already know that some of you already understood this concept, but still as I'm doing. Okay, please do understand, definitely there should be something next to it. Okay. However, now, next what? Finish, huh? The program is, however, finished. Going with respect to the explanation. Okay, how it will work? Exactly. Operating system, what it will do? It will be given to main method. Next, because of which on your stack segment, that too on, again, first JVM will get loaded, and JVM will hand over the control to class loader. Class loader will scan and copy it to static segment, out of which if there are, okay, but of course not there, static block not there, but definitely static method is there, which is that main method. So main method will be copied to static segment. It will start executing from static segment. If there are any variables block, no. So static method, that is main method. So from main method it will start. What is the first statement? Because of its main method, when I said start, it will create one activation record. This activation record, from where it will come? It will come from static segment. This is the activation record of main method. Whatever I have written inside, that is one for object creation, setter, get. Yes. Next what? As it is on top of the stack, the control will come inside. Coming inside first is equal to, because of which right side. Going on the right side, what it will do? It will try to create some object by allocating some block of memory and assign one address. Next, I'll try to give the class name. It will check is that class available or not. Is it there? If it is there, is there any instance variables or not? Is it there? If it is there, what it will do? It will try to allocate the memory for those variables and then initialize it with default value. Null, null, 0. This much is done. Okay. Next what? Exactly. It will check for non-static block. Is it there? As it is not there. So what will happen next? It will come towards left side and it will try to create this reference as, which means this is pointing to here. Next what? I should call set data because of which. One more. Activation record will get created. This is the activation record of set data with 3 parameters. Okay. Inside this something I will do. So now who is on top of the stack? It will check. That is set data method, because of which it will go inside set data along with values. So it will directly come to here. Inside this, what I have written for string X, whatever you are passing, that is Bruno will come. For color, Bruno only will come. 5,000. Those 3 things came. Next, what I am doing, as the activation record is on top of it, it will go inside that. Inside which? Inside set data method. Along with that, what type of variables these are? I want you to have clear picture. What type of variable it is? I'm not asking whether it is string or int. I'm asking what type of. It is definitely a local variable. Then where exactly memory for this will be allocated? In stack. Again, I should ask. In stack where? Should I ask that? You should tell that the memory will be allocated inside the activation record of set data, which is present inside stack segment. You are also answering, I am also answering. But definitely there is some difference, I feel. Right? Try to change it at the earliest, because this should not become a drawback for you. Okay, I'm not scolding, but rather I'm just trying to tell you the fact. If it becomes drawback and because of this, if they reject you, they will not tell that because of this only I'm rejecting. But definitely opinion matters. Okay, there will be difference of opinion. So try to avoid it. So now what I'm doing, whatever value of X is there, give it to name, whatever value of Y, give it to color, Z, give it to cost. So what I'll give here, null will be overridden with Bruno, null will be overridden with black, and 0 will be overridden with 5,000. Next what? So this is done, because of which the control will leave and go back to same place from where it came, and it will proceed ahead and it will call next statement. By that time, this activation record also will be deleted. If this activation record is deleted, whatever is present inside also will be deleted. That is X, Y, Z. Set data is a content that will anyways get deleted. Whatever is allocated means what? X is allocated, Y is allocated with memory, and Z is allocated with memory. Those things also will get deleted. Next what? But still main method execution is not done. So it will continue with this. Yes. Inside that, what I have written? Dot get name. Right. So here activation record of get name. So activation record will get created as it is on top of the stack. It will go inside and it will return name. Means what will happen? What is the value of name in our memory map? Bruno. That value will get returned to same place where you called it. Here. It came here. Then what you are doing? Printing it. So Bruno will get printed on your output screen. On your output screen, what will get printed? Bruno. Next what? That activation record will get deleted. Next what? In a similar way, you will try to call get color. Next, as it is on top of the stack, it will go inside, and what you are saying, return color. Okay, means because of this, It will come to here, execute this and go back. Okay, it will get the color. It will return the color that will be coming here. Whatever you are getting, what you are doing, printing it. Because of which I should get here as black. And next, activation record should get deleted. In a similar way, next what I'm calling, get cost, however, lack of space. So I'm just writing it here. I don't want to modify anything because I believe all of you can understand this. Yes, because of that, cost will be returned and I want to print that. Okay, and then this activation record will get deleted. Okay, next what? Is there any more statements in your main method? No, as there are no more statements, what will happen? Main method's activation record is also deleted. Main method's activation record anyways got deleted, but what about this? Reference also will get deleted because it is present within the activation record of main method. So that will also get deleted. Once that is deleted, next what? Sorry? That object, respective object will become as a garbage object, and if there is any garbage object on your heap segment, that respective garbage object will be collected by garbage collector within 3 milliseconds and they allocate the memory whatever are allocated before. Is the concept clear? Now I just want to ask you one question. What is the purpose of this setter? I'm not asking what is the purpose of setter and getter. I'm asking what I'm doing using setter here. Look at the code. What I'm doing here. Now we should become like previous, but now you change. However, setter means what? In simple words. Setter is used for setting the values to instance variables. Yes? Yes or no? Why I'm asking you this particular question is because, say, as I've already told, whenever you want to edit some photos, I have previously given you some example also. Whenever you want to edit some photos, what will you do? You will search for some application. Now there is one option, there is one inbuilt application with same feature, and there is one third-party app which you should download that will also have same feature. Which one will you use? Inbuilt. When there is inbuilt, why should I go for third-party apps? So you will go for inbuilt application. Yes or no? So when you are going for inbuilt application in your mobile example, here also it works the same way. It works the same way means what? It works the same way means what? Yes. Here, what I am using? Set data manually returned by me. Yes or no? And what I am doing here? By myself, I am calling it. Okay. Is this the only option? There is one more option. What is that one more option? There is something rather for setting the values only. There is one more method. Okay. What is that method? What is that method? So now my simple question for all of you for whom it is done. My simple question it is, what do you mean by constructor? What do you mean by constructor? Okay, definition all of you have provided, but I don't know to what extent you have understood it. Forget about that. Now, what is the purpose of setter? Can you tell me? To set the data, don't use data means what data, where data, which data. So to set the values to instance variable. Getting my point? Now the question is, here you are trying to set the values to your instance variables. That is true. Okay. How we are doing it? We are creating the method by our own choice. We are calling the method by our own choice. Values, so we should pass. There is no option for that. If we don't pass the values, then nothing will be there. As simple as that. So Sir, here we are doing it by ourselves. Then you told there is something inbuilt. What is that? What is that? That is nothing but your constructor. Clear with the point? How, sir? How will it work? How, sir? How it will work? Simple thing. What we should do is, rather than we using our own name here, we need not use this. What we can do then? What we can do? Same thing. Okay, everything is same. Don't give your own name. Whatever you want, don't give set data, set name. Of course, it is used for setter only, but don't give it until I explain. Please wait. What I can give then? Don't copy. I'll just give the same name as of your class name. What is the class name? Dog. I'll just give the name as dog. Got it? So now this one we cannot call it as a directly the manual setter, whatever we used to create, it is not that. But for what purpose I'm using it? I changed the name. Okay, I changed the name, that is for sure. But the functionality, did it change? I have written that set data method for what purpose? For setting the data to your instance variable. Now, did it change? Now also it is for same purpose, but definitely something changed. What is that? This type of method we call it as what? Constructor. So now the question comes, what do you mean by constructor? As you guys already know, constructor is a special type of setter which is used for, again, it is not something else. It is not a simple method. It is a special type of setter only. Till now what we discussed? Setter only. In a similar way, what is constructor? Constructor is nothing but a special type of setter only. Okay, which is used for setting the values. Definition you leave. Normal understanding you tell me. Which is used for setting the values for your instance variable. Yes or no? But again, one catchy word I have used in this statement. What is that? First, listen to the question. Whatever statement I have told till now, constructor is nothing but a special type of setter which is used for setting the values for your instance variables. In this complete statement, there is one catchy word. Special type of setter. Immediately next question will be asked on that one. You are telling this as special type of setter. Why it is special? Why it is special? Next question. Why it is special? Special, why we can call it as? Compared to other methods, why this is special? Because it is the only method which will have the same name as of your class name. Whatever your class name will be there, same name if you give, then only we can call it as constructor. Sir, here dog is there, but here by mistake I have added one more D, sir. Is it constructor? No, never. And you will get one error also. Where is your return type? But if you try to create it as constructor only, constructor means when can you call it as constructor? When class name and this method name is same to same without any changes, then only you can call it as constructor. If it is really a constructor, then you need not give the data, return type explicitly. All these days, what we used to do? Either some return type we should give by our own, or if we are not giving anything, at least you should write what. But here, nothing is required. If at all, if it is a constructor. For other methods, for sure it is required, mandatory it is. Either you should write some data type or at least you should write void. Sir, I will not write anything. Then it will not work on you. Getting my point? Yes or no? So what do you mean by constructor? Constructor is nothing but a special type of setter which is used for initializing or setting the values to your instance variables. Yes or no? Clear? We call this constructor as a special type of setter because it is having the same name as of your class name and it is not required for a programmer to explicitly give the return type. Even if you don't give, still it will work. Clear with that point? Yes, no. Next one. So here, now the question is, think and tell me, set data method, is it there now? The name set data is not there. What is there in place of set data? What is there in place of set data? Dog. In place of name set data, whatever I have written, in that place I have replaced it with dog. Dog is nothing but your class name. Here only I'm passing the data and calling set data, right? This side you observe and tell me, anywhere I have used dog? Nowhere I have used dog. Have I used the term dog anywhere here? Yes. Where I have used? For object creation. Previously it was set data, so I was calling set data and passing those values. Now what is that? Dog method. Okay. What is it? Dog method with 3 parameters. Yes or no? Dog method. Method I am calling. Why? If there is open bracket and close bracket, we call it as what? Method. If there is a method, okay, if there is a open bracket and close bracket, we call it as a method. And if there is a method, okay, we can also pass the parameters within that. So where exactly I have written dog along with method? Observe that side. Forget this side. If you observe, forget this much. Okay, forget this much. Okay, what is this? If you observe only this much, how it looks like? I am calling a dog method. Forget this complete part. Dog d equals to new. Forget it. It is not there only. If you look at only this much, what you will feel? I am calling one constructor. You feel I am calling one method with the name dog with 0 parameters. When there is 0 parameters, can I pass parameters by myself? If 0 parameters is working, definitely parameters also should work. Okay. But how can I do it? Whatever I have written here, parameter was set data. Now what is the method name? Dog. Wherever dog is there only you should pass the data. That is Bruno, black. I'll write it below, but it is not below. Okay. And then, do I need this line? Why? Because there is no method with the name set data. Okay. Is that clear? Yes. Again, what we did here? We did nothing much. Simple thing is that wherever I was using set data, in that place I am using dog. What is the dog? Class name. What is that dog? Did I ask you this complete statement? What is this dog? It is nothing but the class name. So when can you call any method as a constructor? Assume that I have written some method and I want to call that method as a constructor. Okay, this method is a constructor only. When can I call that? When you have that method's name as same as of your class name and there should not be any return type. Then only you can call that as a constructor. Whether you are calling it or not, that's up to you. Okay, if you call or if you don't call, still it will work. But my point is, when can you call any method as constructor? If anyone asks you, whenever the method name as well as class name is same to same, including the case, uppercase, lowercase, that also should be followed. And there should not be any return type to it. If there is any method where you are not writing any return type, it means you understand that it is a constructor. Not only that much, class name and that name should be same. Clear to you? Yes or no? So if I have to define constructor, what do you mean by constructor? Don't try to recollect the standard definition and tell me. Okay, try to understand the concept, whatever I've explained. According to that, easily you can define it. You need not bias it. If you have understood, easily you can define it. What is it? Why I've changed? See, directly I know that constructor concept. Directly I can start from here only. But what I did? First, I have considered one more program which was not really necessary to me. What was that? Set data. For that, separately one program I written. Explain. And what was the changes that I have done here? Whatever set data was doing, that much you have understood. In place of set data, I have just changed the name and removed the return type. And functionality is same. So if anyone asks you what do you mean by constructor, first you think what we have done. The flow. If you remember the flow, easily you can define. What is it? Constructor is nothing but a special type of setter which is used for setting the values for your instance variable, and it is called a special type of setter. The reason is the name of constructor should be same as of your class name, and also it is not required for a programmer to give return type explicitly, or in other words, if you have to say, return type is not required. Clear with that? Any doubts? If I have to ask what is the level of understanding with respect to percentage, I mean 10% only I understood, 20% only I understood. What is the level of understanding with respect to percentage? Quickly. How much? I need answer from everyone, online as well. Online. Chat box is open. You can at least text in chat box. Online, are you guys there?
Sir, how is it's going to work in memory? The method you call dog.
What is the need of setter?
Not setter, sir, but you used dog method along with object creation.
Listen. Just a minute. My question was, whatever I have explained, did you understand that much? If you have understood, that is great. But listen. Your doubt will be clarified in your upcoming program. Okay, that is the reason I'm not telling that. Please wait. Yeah. Okay. So when you say what is the need of constructor? Okay, what is the need of setter then? With that, it also constructor also. Why should we opt for manual creation of method? And that too here. Did I call that method separately? No. Whenever you are creating an object, that time only this will also work. You observe first time. Till now, what we were discussing, I think I did not explain the flow here. Did I explain? No. Normally, what will happen? This process, all of you know, I believe. Operating system will give the control to main method. Main method will create activation record, come inside. Till here, all of you know. First, equal to operator means go to the right side. Next word, new keyword. What is the duty of new keyword? Sorry, creation of new object by allocating some amount of some bytes of memory and assign one address to it. Yes. Next, dog class. Dog class, if I give, what will happen? It will check is that class available or not. If it is available, it will check is there any instance variables or not. If it is there, it will allocate the memory. I mean, it will allocate the memory, and also it will initialize the value to your default value. Again, I am telling you here directly it will happen, but later I will change this also. So please be careful with this. Till now, what I am saying, JVM will allocate the memory and it will initialize the value by itself, is what I am telling now. Later I'll change it, so please be careful. Next what? Class is done. But don't you think these brackets always, I have told you that brackets I'll tell later. I will tell later. This is that later. Okay, whatever brackets always we used to write, but what I used to tell? Only till class I used to tell. New keyword I used to explain, and class name I used to explain, but brackets, ever did I explain you? No, at that point of time, if I would have explained you, what do you mean by constructor, what is setter, from next day you will not come to class. Okay, that is the reason. Now, if you observe, now how many parts are there here? 3. Sleeping. I'm feeling so. Till now I have told the same, and at last we are saying 2. How many parts are on right side? 3 parts. One is new keyword. Second one is dog class. Third one is class name with the bracket. Okay, third part, how can you define? If you ask me, forget this much. Forget this side, including new keyword, whatever, how it looks like. I'm calling one method with the name dog with 3 parameters. Getting my point? Is it there in my class or not? So it will call this also. Okay. First, it will be allocated when class name you will give and initialize to default value. Next, we are calling a method that is constructor with 3 parameters, because of which it will come here. Okay, it will do this task, change the values also to Bruno Black 5,000, and then it will come to left side. Getting my point or not? Yes, all of you. Yes or no? New keyword, memory allocation, and address will be assigned. Class name, class is there or not, instance variables there or not, allocate the memory, initialize it to default values. Class name with brackets. Only class name first time, and next time class name with the brackets. That is this one to this one. Okay, then it will call that method with the name dog with 3 parameters. Is it there? Yes, if it is there, it will call that, it will execute that, and then, okay, it will come towards left side. Clear? Everyone know the definition of constructor, how it works, what it does, you should know in and out of it. At least now is it clear? Okay, next what? Next program, right? This one is done, I believe. Constructor is nothing but a special set of, specialized setter, which is used for setting the values to your instance variables. It is called a specialized setter because it should be having the same name as of class name, and it should not be having any return type. Getting my point? Is that clear? Any doubt? Okay. Next, we should proceed ahead, but you should wait for 5 minutes. It's not 5 minutes until I get the charger. 2 minutes. Charger, did I leave her?
I came to you 2 days back.
Yeah.
Came to you, sir. And when will be the demo class?
Demo classes, you should check with Ashu, sir. You take his number.
I mean, he said that
You can come here.
started today, sir.
No, you should register in that. Ashu, sir, you spoke?
Yes, sir. I spoke to someone. I mean, I didn't remember his name.
You don't remember his name. Number? Quickly. The class is going on. Just give me. Okay. He will come in sometime. He will come in sometime, or you can call him only, and you can ask from when it will start. No, check with him. No, call him. Call it. I'll be back. I'll just address him. Done. Discussion. पेंडिंग जो डिस्कशन है वही हो रहा है क्या? कंस्ट्रक्टर डिस्कस कर रहे हो सच में? लग तो नहीं रहा. However, I don't want to waste time meanwhile. Okay, listen here. So now, excuse me, hello. Done. Now done, right? Constructor only are discussing, I know that. Other than that, you will not talk anything, only technical concept you will talk. I know very well about all of you. I know every day morning, 5 o'clock, you will wake up. Every day morning, you will revise Java. Right? All of you. Yes. I do know that. That is what I am saying. By myself, I am saying. Okay. Did I say that you guys will waste time? You will keep on, scrolling the reels, playing PUBG. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying that you will never do that. I know my students very well. Okay. So, however, keeping it aside, for now my doubt is, all of you know what do you mean by parameters? Yes or no? Non-technically, what we'll call that as? Technically, we'll call it as parameters. That is true. Non-technically, I've given one example also. We call that as input. If you remember types of methods, I have told you what do you mean by input, what do you mean by output. Output is nothing but your return type, input is nothing but your parameters. How many parameters I can pass for a method? How much ever you want. Yes. In a similar way, how many parameters I can pass for a constructor? According to your need. Getting my point? Yes or no? But again, in this particular concept itself, if I want to discuss something else also, there is one convention. Convention means what? I believe all of you know. Camel convention. Do you remember? Is it a rule? It is not a rule. Rule means what? Everyone is following. You should follow. Okay. But convention means what? Everyone is doing, so you will also follow. If you don't follow, will there be any problem? No problem. It will still work. But the person who is looking at you when you are coding like that, they will think that you don't know anything in Java. For example, tomorrow while coming to office, if you wear Superman dress and come, will they arrest you and put you in jail? No, right? But the way people will look at you, for sure, will be different. Yes. In a similar way, if you don't consider class with a proper convention, nothing will happen. It will work. Okay. But they will think that you don't know Java. Because if you don't know how to create a class name, camel convention, if you don't know, it is quite clear that you don't know how to use inbuilt classes. If you want to know how to use inbuilt classes, definitely you should know the convention of class name. Yes or no? In a similar way, here also there is one more convention. What is that? You are considering variables here, right? Which type of variables these are? Local or instance? For sure it is local variable. Whenever there are local variables that you are considering, okay, whatever name you want, you cannot give. Whatever name you want, you cannot give. If you give also, it will work. No doubt, for sure it will work. But whatever name you want, can you give it here? No. What name you should give? Constructor means what? Same name as of class name. In a similar way. That is like rule. Okay, constructor is a rule. You should have the same name as of class name, else it will not be working as a constructor. It will work like a normal method. You should call that. Okay. But however, and return type is also compulsory if it becomes a normal method. But if it is a constructor, not mandatory and same name as of class. In a similar way, here these variables are what type of variables? Local variables. For local variables, for creation of these local variables, why you are creating this? Why you are creating this? I prevented the direct access, right? For instance variables, I prevented the direct access. Now what should we directly access that variable and give the value? Not possible only because it is private. So how can I give it? Using this setter. Whatever user is passing, somewhere I should store it, right? Directly can I give it to God? I should store it. Why? I should be able to check all. Yes. So how can I do it? From here I'm passing those many variables I need. Clear? Now whatever variables you are creating here, if you want to pass 1,000 parameters, I mean values, those many variables will be there, but name cannot be, you cannot give whatever names you want. What name I should give, sir? Name should be, those local variables name should be, these are local variables. These variables name should be same as of your these variables. You think and tell me, I'm taking these variables here. Ultimately, when copying those values to your these variables, yes or no? I'm taking the values from there for what purpose? I'm storing it here for what purpose? To assign it to these variables. Ultimately, you are taking these variables to assign it to these variables. While doing this process, don't take whatever names you want. What you should take them. Whatever name is here, take same. But are they both same? Names are same. Does it mean only one single copy of name will be created? One copy will be created inside your heap segment by instance variable. Another copy of name will be created inside your stack segment inside activation record of constructor. But we will never write activation record for constructor. The reason is we will not do it manually. It will be done by JVM itself. Even these things are also done by JVM itself, but we are creating it. We are calling it, so it will get created. But constructor will be called separately. We will just create an object. Constructor will get called automatically. Getting my point? Yes or no? So if you write like this, okay, and here still it is XYZ, will it work? What I should do to make it work? Whatever variable I've considered here. Previously, here, whatever is there in your X, I was taking it, I was storing it in name. Whatever was there in Y, I was storing it in color. Now in place of X, what is that? Name. Then here, in place of X, what I should write? Name only I should write. Here I will write it as name. In place of Y, what is there? Color. So here what I should write? In place of Z, yes. If we do like this, 100% the program will work. No doubt the program will work, but what output you will get? What name? Name I will get null, null, and zero. How, sir? हाँ local variable का ही बात है. एक minute. At least wait for some time, no? Let me tell. Later you guys can discuss. At least I should be happy that you guys are discussing about local variables, not the local matters. I mean, local things. Now, what I want to say here is, whenever new keyword is executed, what will happen? Object created address where class and then instance variables allocate the memory and also what? Initialize it to default value. This will be null, null and new. Second is class name only. Third is class name with brackets. Brackets means parameters. Okay. Now when I'm calling this, okay, control will come to here. Okay. Now you think and tell me here what is stored in name? Bruno. What is stored in color? Black. What is stored in cost? 5,000. Which type of variables these are? Local variables. From local variables, where I should copy it to? Instance variables. Whatever is there in local variable, this one I should copy it to instance variable. But while doing this process, okay, while doing this process, you know that, okay, right side of equals is what type of variable? This side. It is this variables, local variables, where the actual value is present now. What left side of equals? Instance variables, where I want to store it. Now you know that right side of your, I mean, according to you, I'm telling, right side of equals is local variable where value is present. Left side of equals is instance variable where I want to store the values that you know. But do you think your compiler is aware of it? Left side means local, right side means, sorry, left side means instance, right side means local. Is your compiler aware of it? No. What you are doing? You are writing name. When local variable, is it accessible here or not? Anyways, within this bracket, this variable is accessible. Your instance variable, is it accessible here or not? Yes. Why not? This is accessible throughout your class. Private I have done, that is true, but it is still accessible, right, for setting the value. Yes or no? So what will happen? Your compiler is confused, and what it will do? It will not take this value and assign it to this one. Okay, it will not take this one and assign it to this one. Rather, what it will do? In this one, what value is there as of now? This is an instance variable, so default value has been assigned, that is null. Here, what value is there? Bruno is there. It was supposed to take Bruno and place it in this variable where there is null. But what it will do? It is not storing this one, that is true, but it is storing something else at least. What? It will consider this variable also as instance variable, this variable also as instance variable, because instance variable is accessible here. How will it get to know this is local, this is instance? So what it will do? In name, as of now, what is there? Null. Means this side it is considering it as, it is like this. Null is there on this side. This is what? It is local is what we are thinking. But how your compiler is considering? It knows this as instance variable also, local variable also. Getting my point? But it will not consider it as local. It will consider it as instance. Getting my point? Now what it is considering, we wanted it to consider this as local, this as instance. We wanted. Okay, we were expecting that. But what it is considering it as? This also as instance, this also as instance. In instance variable name, what is the value? Null. In instance variable name, I want to store. What value I want to store? Actually, I don't want. According to this logic, what is happening? Null. Actually, if I wanted to go directly, I will write that solution only. Okay. Whatever is there in instance variable name, it is getting confused. Which is local, which is instance, you know. But is your compiler aware? No. It will consider both of them as instance only. Okay. So what is there in your instance variable name? What is the value present in your instance variable name? Null. So what it will do? It will take that null. Okay. And it will store it in instance variable name. In your instance variable name, whatever value is there, it will take it and it will store here as null. Getting my point? Yes or no? Okay. And for second one, what it will do, it was supposed to consider this as local, but it will consider this as instance. This side, instance, and it will take null and store it in same place. It was supposed to take it from here and store it here. But what it is doing? It is taking from here and storing it here. There is one, saying. It is like taking the water from well and putting it in same well. Will it change anything? It will be same. This is what. Clear with the point? Still I have 5 minutes. Okay. And what we call this as? We call this process as shadowing problem. So what will you tell as shadowing problem? It is a process where the instance variable names and local variable names matches. Shadowing problem occurs. If shadowing problem occurs, what will be the result? You are supposed to take the value from your local variable and copy it to instance variable, but what it will do? Take the value from instance variable only and copy it to instance variable only. Getting my point? How can we overcome shadowing problem? This what? Method, keyword. This method is also there, this keyword is also there. Which one you are talking about? This keyword. Okay, which side I should write this? Any of the side or left side? Any of the side. You are not allowed to answer for this. Okay. However, you can write it any of the side. It does not mean that you should write left side only. Assume that. Now I will write it on right side. Okay, what I will do here, this dot color, this dot cost. Here, what I'll write on the other side? Name, color, cost. Now, for your understanding, I'm telling you, assume that these three statements are not there. Before this, I will write three more statements. What are those three more statements? I'll print the local variable name is there, right? I will print its value here. I will print this color's value here. I will print this cost value here. What I will get? That is the reason. When I am telling first time, should listen. Okay. Assume that these three statements are not there. Means it is empty now as of now. Forget this statement because I don't want to erase it and write it again. So I am telling you, forget this. In place of this, I have system.out.print name. Which name is this? I'm trying to access this one. Assume. Okay. Name, color, and cost. If I print these names, or XYZ, you do it. XYZ, when it is there, if I try to print this, what I'll get? Whatever I'm passing, I'll get the same thing. What I'm passing? Bruno, black, and 5,000. I'm doing this. Okay. Now, I got Bruno Black 5,000 first time. Next, what? Now I'm doing it here. What I'm doing? This dot name, whatever is there. This means always it will be associated with instance variable. It's all up to you whether you want to write right side, left side, wherever. After this constructor also, outside also, if you want to write end of the statement, end of this class, before that, if you want to write this dot something, you can still write. It will work. How it will work? It will consider that particular variable as instance variable where you have written this keyword. Wherever you have not written, it will be considered as local variable. Sir, this side for local variable, we have not written anything. No, not needed. Why it is needed? One side you gave a clarity that one side is instance. Okay, if you want to write this dot name here, this dot color this side don't write this. Okay, write this keyword this side. Means what is happening? This means it is a instance variable. In instance variable name, what is there? Null. I am taking that, I am storing it in local variable name. Initially it was Bruno, now I am changing it to null. Next, side only color, this side this dot color. I'm changing it, assume. Then what will happen? What will happen? What output I will get? I'm not asking. What will happen? Instance variable, instance. Here I'm telling this is not there. Fine. Now you tell me. Output I'm not asking. What will happen? Whatever is there in local variable color, that will get copied to Instance variable color. Is there any compulsion that this keyword you should write left side only, right side only? 100% no. Whichever side you want, you write, but wherever you write, that will be considered as instance variable. This keyword is always associated with instance variable, and if you don't write, the other one will be considered as local variable. Is that clear? All of you. Online? Be
Yes,
quick,
sir.
guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubt till here? So today, what exactly we have discussed? Can you guys wait for 2 minutes? Please wait. So what exactly we have discussed today? Directly constructor. Before that, if there are multiple non-static blocks, how it will work? In the sequence you have written. Okay, and then difference between static methods and non-static methods. Okay, next. I have time, I feel. Okay. However, next what? Next, I have discussed the process of encapsulation. What do you mean by encapsulation? For that, I have given not three, one only, but using one, second one, using second one, third one. Three answers you should give. Encapsulation is the process of providing security to the most important component of the object. How will you provide security? By preventing the direct access and providing the controlled access. How will I prevent the direct access? Sorry? We can prevent the direct access by making the variable as private. How can we provide controlled access? By using setters and getters. And very first program, what we have discussed? Book example, page number. I mean, for page number, I wanted to provide the security. I believe that was clear for all of you. Next, doc program, wherein I have used set data. Okay, using that activation record, everything I have explained. And next, constructor concept I have introduced. Yes, constructor is nothing but a special type of setter which is used for setting the values of instance variables. We call this as special type of setter as okay, as the name of the constructor will be same as of your class name, and there won't be any return type for it. Yes. Next. That if you write a program, anyways you will get to know when exactly your constructor will be executed. Forget the definition. Normally, if I ask you about the process, when exactly constructor will get executed? Once after, whenever you create an object, okay, wherein you will give the new keyword class name. After that class name with parameters it will consider. Getting my point? And then next what? For explaining shadowing problem, first I should explain you what do you mean by shadowing problem, that I have explained. Yes. Then how to overcome shadowing problem. How can we overcome shadowing problem? By using this method. Sure. By mistake I didn't tell. Okay, don't think that by mistake I'm telling wrong answer. So shadowing problem can be overcome by making use of this keyword. This keyword will be associated with what? Always instance variable. For local, if you assign, by default it will be treated as Instance only. Can I assign this and make it as local? Never. Clear? Yes or no? Now my question is, some of you would be already knowing it. All these days, how I used to write the code? Every time I used to create an object, right? And I used to pass I used to put the brackets also. But till now, have we written any day any constructor? No. Still, it was working. Why was it working? How was it working? Some of you already know, I know that. But still, who knows? There might be few things which you might not know, or a lack of clarity also might be there. Okay. So, we'll try to do it. Okay. Tomorrow, in tomorrow's class, we'll try to do it. Fine. Thank you.